Hey guys, Oscar from MST.TV here, and we're with Tyler Langis, who just top-8'd Seattle Regionals with Monarchs, Extra Deck Monarchs. And he is the man, the myth behind this mat, Tyler the Bison Monarch, designed by Tom Box himself. Very pretty. Unfortunately, exclusive only mat. You can't buy it. But after this man's face.
It's a beautiful mat, what can I say? It's one of a kind. Masterpiece, if I would say so myself.
All right, so how are your matchups for regionals?
Very, how should I say it? BA PK Fire. That's basically what I played against all day, and it was, I don't blame them, it's really strong, but I was ready for that matchup, and I'm really happy that I played against so much of it, I guess.
Were there any memorable plays that you had?
Okay, so this guy is playing main deck Kaijus. So he drops Gamma Seal on my board, and he summons his 33 like giant mecha death kaiju, and he's like, attack, and I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And then he's like, okay, pass, and then I proceeded to make Volcasaurus Gaia Charger and attack for game because 33 damage is just delicious.
Any plays in your last round?
I think you could think of one, Oscar. Very last round, the guy, it's in time. The guy goes, I don't even remember what his monsters were because it was super irrelevant. I think it was like Set Skarm or something, or like.
No, he goes Speedroid Terratop, and then you maxium, and then he normals the Takemoric and makes Dante. Mills 3, sets 2, and then and he passes, and in Tyler's hand was the nuts, right?
Can I hold the mic while you do the thing that you did?
Tyler's hand was absolutely disgustingly the nuts. He goes draw. The guy's like, stand by phase, flip anti-spell fragrance, super serious, and then Tyler's just like, Twin Twister, and it's dead silent. All his friends are like absolutely killing themselves, and in the background it's just me yelling, "Woo, Twin Twisties!" And the guy looked at me, and I just left.
Yeah, it was barbaric. The game was over at that moment. Like I misplayed because I discarded the wrong card. I should have discarded Pantheism, but I didn't, and I discarded Stormforth. But I think I was just so like, wow, I win, that I wasn't paying attention to what I did.
It honestly didn't matter what you discarded. You had the absolute nuts.
Yeah, it was not nice.
All right, so let's go into the deck profile. All right, let's see this deck profile.
Oh, all right. Are you doing the thing?
Doesn't it look like him?
I mean, I'm pretty, but now I'm a dragon. All right, cool. So we got 3 Ether. I don't really need to explain why Ether is good. Actually, it's really interesting. The last regionals, they ruled that you could only use this once per turn, which makes no sense because it doesn't say anywhere on the card that it's once per turn. But I guess he decided to rule that it was like you can only have one normal summon on your opponent's turn, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, actually, I was the one who got shafted by that really hard by the head judge. But the head judge actually came back and apologized to me. He said, oh, that's actually wrong. And then for the rest of the regional, they ruled it right. So, great. Yeah,
absolutely. Ether was like MVP Monarch of this entire deck. Like, I played predominantly BA, and this card just gives them the dick. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. It's just gross. Erebus was actually arguably almost better than Ether at regionals. Like I was saying, I was playing against like a lot of BA, and a lot of Beatrices just got spun back. It was just absolutely barbaric, to say the least. He won me my final round for top 8, so that was pretty clutch. I'm playing 3 Kuraz because I'm playing 3 Return and the Brilliant Fusion Engine. It's good because even opening it with the Return and the Brilliant Fusion is not bad. Like, I don't hate opening Kuraz in this build, which is a good thing because it's usually I don't like them.
You didn't find it cloggy? Because I know a lot of players are just playing Majesties instead of like the 3rd Kuraz.
I didn't. It didn't end up being cloggy. I thought it would be. It didn't end up being cloggy. It was really weird. There was times where I wanted to like not draw it, but I did, so whatever. 3 idea, whatever. I'm not diddling around with idea. 2 of this, because I play 1 Mithra, and Mithra was really strong against all the BA and PK. In my final round, I just played it and then left it for like 3 or 4 turns, and then he lost. 3 return, baller, misprint 1. 3 Karaz, 3 return. It just goes hand in hand.
Yeah, pretty standard.
I'm not talking about why 3 Stormforth is ridiculous. 3 Pantheism, D-Draw, it's a good card. 3 Tenacity. 1 Domain because it's no longer the center of the deck. This and Erebus won me my final round. I think I top decked this. Yeah, I top decked this in a situation where he had to out a Volcasaurus or something, and he thought that outing the Volcasaurus was the correct play, which I guess it was, but then he didn't know I had Domain Erebus in hand to win the game. Main decking 2 Twin Twisters. It's good against the Pendulum stuff. Foolish, the ugliest Foolish Burial in the world, the chocolate rare.
Why Foolish? Why did you play a card like Upstart?
I don't like Upstart. I mean, there's cards I can draw that would be nice, but there's also a lot of cards that I could draw that are not nice. Foolish becomes, if I already have an Erebus Engrave, it becomes whatever I need it to be, a different Monarch, an Ether most likely. Or I can use it with Idea or anything like that and just get whatever I need. Definitely not better than Upstart. Or sorry, definitely better than Upstart. And then 3 Prime, again, to go with the Karaz. Don't want to have to Pantheism search it in a really odd fashion. And then pretend that there's the Brilliant Fusion engine here. I had to give it back to Ryan. So there was 3 Brilliant Fusion, 2 Lazuli, and 1 Metaphys Horus Dragon. Or Arm Dragon, pardon me. And the reason I pick Arm Dragon over Jack's Knight is because it has more... what's the word I was going to use? Versatility, or it works more with the rest of the deck. Tenacity it works with Domain. It gives you, in my opinion, a better tribute summon monster than Jack's Knight. And if it's reduced by 2 with Domain, it becomes a level 5, so you can make level 5 Exceed plays. For the extra deck, again, I had to give it back to Ryan, but the main things were like Dante, Beatrice, Pallades, Volcasaurus, and the 2 Armades and Tyrus were important, but they never came up. The only ones that I made were Volcasaurus, Gaia Charger, and Pallades.
You didn't make Adrius at all? That's really important for popping Mask of Restrict.
I didn't run into many Mask of Restrict. If I did, I had a Twin Twister at the time. What I think happened is people were playing. They either didn't side the Mask of Restrict, knowing that I'm playing the extra deck Monarchs, or they just didn't draw it. Or if they did, I had Twin Twister to out it. It didn't really come up like that. So
yeah, the extra deck is honestly not that important for Exceed Monarchs, anyways. The Beatrice was for.
If it was for Ether and. If I go Ether, reduce, make it level 6, summon it, bring out Karaz, pop back row, then make Beatrice. Good, it's a good play. It also works for cherries. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. The reason I mained the Dante in the extra deck is because I couldn't figure out what to cut. Sorry, I didn't want to make an extra spot in my side deck for Dante.
Yeah, when I was playing Exceed Monarchs a while back when I was testing with friends, we made a joke about Exceed Monarchs having a 22 card sideboard because a lot of their sideboard cards were just in the extra deck. It's like Dante for cherries, or Dynastor for cherries, or Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, etc.
Yeah, I really wanted to find room for Dynastor. I just couldn't find the room for it, so I kind of banked on not having to deal with it, which I didn't end up having to, so that worked out.
All right, let's see the sideboard.
Sideboard is in a bit different sleeves because I was playing a different deck today, but 2 Maxis. Pretty much put it in almost every duel because I basically only really played against BA. 3 cherries, and For a card that I sided in so often and in such a high volume, I only drew it like twice. Not even on the opening. The only time I opened it was in my round 7 where it instantly won me the game. He he activated Farfa, normal summon Skarm, I cherried, he set 2, passed, I twin twisted both back row, he picked it up and walked away. So that was disgusting. Otherwise, it only hit Dante. The only cards it hit were Dante and Beatrice, and that's the only things. Valor for Monarch Mirror, didn't really do anything else. 1 Twin Twister to make 3. Eccentric was. It's good. I understand the theory. I mean, I can get it off idea. It never really came up. The only thing it was going to hit was Masker Restrict, really, or maybe. Nat Beast, things that aren't relevant against this particular version of the deck. And then I'm playing 3 Exceed Universe.
Oh baby.
Yeah, another card that was in the extra deck is Ultimate Trainer. That card is disgusting. I sided this in a lot, and I almost never drew it. But the one time I did draw it, it was for Ultimate Trainer, and it just instantly shut down the entire game. It was gross. And then 2 Majesty's Fiend. I didn't actually end up playing against any Cosmo, which is weird because I'm super comfortable with that matchup and I really like it. But I ended up just playing against BA, and I didn't even put this in against BA PK Fire. I felt I had too many cards that were already killing that deck, and I have an inherently decent matchup, so I didn't end up siding this in at all. And the 15th card is Drowning Mirror Force, and I think Drowning Mirror Force in this deck, I want to side more. I think that card is super, super disgusting. If you have a live trap in your graveyard, they never expect Drowning Mirror Force. They make a play, and then they're like, okay, I'll attack for whatever, and then they're like, oh, you're going to chump block, and then they just flip Drowning, and you're like, no, I'm going to win instantly now because you didn't see this coming, and they just die, and there's nothing they could do. They didn't think about it, and now they lose, and that's essentially why I think Drowning was really, it won me 2 games just instantly. Like, Drowning, you lose.
Yeah, you said Cosmo was a good matchup for you. I talked to a lot of Cosmo players who've played the deck for a long time, and they're actually liking the new Monarch matchup because of cards like Dark Lady, etc. Did you really think that Cosmo was a very, very good matchup, or just a playable one now?
For me, I've been playing that matchup for a while, and I know that how it is after the change. And the only thing that's scary is Dark Lady, but it doesn't stop spells. So Stormforth is still going to kill you, and I don't understand what their theory is behind that. I don't blow my mind, stop my Stormforth and they're not playing Dark Planet. The card's not good. Unless you're playing 3, then you'll maybe open it, but even then it's too cloggy and inconsistent. Stormforth wins that matchup instantly.
All right, thank you very much for the deck profile, Tyler. Do you have any shoutouts you want to give?
Yeah, shoutouts to Ryan for the entire Brilliant Fusion engine and the extra deck. It's kind of important. Shoutouts to Jesse for driving me down.
Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. Shoutouts to the MST.TV crew for making good content, and the MST Open Series that kind of helped me make the decision to play extra deck Monarchs, because after that tournament I was like, you know what, extra deck Monarchs. Shoutouts to Vape Nation because I think they need the shout out. Absolutely. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, shoutouts to Volcasaurus because that card's just disgusting.
All right, thank you very much for the profile again, and my name is Oscar, signing out. Remember to hold on to your MST.TV.